Hello, hello. My name is Rebecca Main, and if you're new here, hi, welcome. My hobbies include reading, writing, and copious amounts of coffee consumption. I'm also quite the social bookworm, and I just so happen to be the author of a 6-book paranormal series called the Soulmark series. Today I am bringing you my review of Chapter 6 of writing the Breakout Novel by Daniel Maass. But really it should just be called Conflict. The chapter, that is, not the book. I know that this chapter is called Plot, but it really should be called Conflict, because all Maass really does is talk about conflict, because he says it's the number one underlying fundamental of all stories. And I agree. I just don't agree with the title of this chapter, really. Now, there were 2 points made in this chapter about conflict and plot and how to use it that really resonated for me. So that is what I'm going to be talking about with you guys today. First, conflict falls flat if it doesn't involve a sympathetic character. Allow me to expand on that. And by me, I mean Maass. Probably shouldn't cough. Conflict is an easy principle to understand. We all experience it every day. Most of it is quickly forgotten. Conflict that holds our attention for long periods of time is meaningful, immediate, large-scale, surprising, not easily resolved, and happens to people for whom we feel sympathy. Thus, in building a novel, not just any conflict will serve. The breakout novelist needs a discerning feel for the friction in her story. Problems that are abstract, remote, trivial, ordinary, easily overcome, and/or happening to someone for whom we feel little may be fit for casual conversations, or perhaps the evening news, but they cannot fuel a gripping novel. So Maass doesn't go into how to make a sympathetic character, because a couple chapters back he breaks down character creation do's and don'ts in very good detail. What he does instead is preach that authors should resist the temptation to protect their main characters. And that preaching just makes me wonder, to any avid readers who are watching this, how does that make you feel? How does it make you feel to know that your favorite authors are always looking for ways to make their main characters suffer? Or is it even surprising? Anyway, we are to resist the temptation to protect our main characters per Maass's sage advice and push the boundaries of what they go through. Whether that's by setting boundaries for how bad things can get, just shy of their mark, so that we can actually force our characters past it and it still be believable, or by going beyond what is plausible and making the impossible look real. Like Jurassic Park. That is one of his examples. It is a great example. I have read Jurassic Park and I have read Jurassic World. They are both phenomenal. I think the second book is actually called Jurassic World. Either way, both phenomenal books. Definitely read them. Back on topic now. Sorry. So those are just a couple of ways to insert conflict out of so many. And this is the second point about conflict in plot that really resonated with me. Conflict will fall flat if you don't allow your character to face consequences that are permanent and irreversible. If you don't hold your character accountable for their actions and decisions or words, but instead magically give them solutions and outs for the trouble that they've caused, well, in my opinion, it's kind of just lazy writing. I'm not saying don't give your characters avenues to redeem themselves, because that's a journey all in itself that can add layers to a story and give your characters depth. It can also add sympathy to the characters and add even more fuel to the fire of what's driving your plot forward. But don't just suddenly give your main character, like, I don't know, a magical power that they've never knew they had inside of them so that they can get out of a tough situation. Quite suddenly. It's a miracle. Those kinds. I'm definitely taking a stab at a discovery of witches, which I think had a very loose magical system and I was not fond of. Anyway, the point is, we should give our characters consequences. They will be stronger for it in the end. Or dead. Whichever. I don't think either is truly a bad thing. Give your plot conflict. Give your characters consequences. This is the message of Daniel Maass and me, Rebecca Main, because it's only going to heighten and add to your plot in the end. That's my chapter summary for this conflicted plot chapter. This chapter gets like a 3.5, maybe a 4 out of 5 for me, because I did find it a bit redundant. Although it did reinforce some good practices when it comes to inserting conflict, and that was helpful. But I didn't take a lot of margin notes, which always a sad day when you can't do that. Anyway, that is all for me. If you liked this short chapter synopsis / review, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that teeny tiny bell that is somewhere around here. Maybe it's here. I don't know, but it's somewhere below me. Hit that bell so that you can receive a notification whenever I put up a new video to this channel. And be sure to like me on social media. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at author Rebecca Main. Nothing. You just search author Rebecca Main and you will find me. Okay? And last but not least, I sincerely hope you have a wonderful day without any conflict. Bye, you guys.